Hey, I got a question for you. Do you like boners? Do you like roguelike auto fighter games? Cause Boneraiser Minions is a pretty good one. I've played a few roguelikes in my time. Risk of Rain 2 and Enter the Gungeon are two to come to mind. The genre is familiar to me. But auto fighter games? The only games I played like that were the mobile games like Summoner's War or even frickin' Titanfall Assault in high school, back when that was still a thing. Damn, I miss Titanfall. Watching the AI go at it was pretty fun, just sitting in the lunchroom for 20 minutes a pop, but over time I grew a little dissonant to those games because it'll literally play itself. See, I like to actually play the game that I'm playing now, and that's no issue for Boneraiser. It's got plenty of input, but let me just get to the point. Why do people like these kinds of games? Because they're addicting as hell. Now let me make it clear, Boneraiser Minions is no stingy auto battle mobile game. It is thick with content. Starting off in your humbling crypt, you'll have a few things you can look at, but you'll likely not be able to do much until you get out there and start getting some gold. The first achievement should give you a perfect understanding of the type of humor in this game, and if somehow, some way it doesn't, then may God bless your soul, you little angel, never change. But for those of you that do, it's time to put those boners to work. Now once you inevitably die, you'll be sent back to the crypt where you can spend some of that hard-earned gold. Gold will be used to buy upgrades for your base or the heroic force. I can't recall a game that incentivizes you to upgrade your opponents. I know it's happened before, it's not an original concept, but still very cool. Also, you can sell your upgrades for your coins back, or you can just toggle them on and off. Then there's Hero Souls. Hero Souls, when collected, grant the ability to bone raise a powerful minion, and you're also able to spend them on stuff like class upgrades and bonuses both in the crypt and in-game. Before we get to the classes, I want to take a short detour over to the settings. You'll probably want to fondle your settings before you go whole hog. There are multiple settings to optimize, which include, but are not limited to, resolution, full screen, ye old talk, volume, Christmas fun, outlines, and CRT screen. In this house we only play on Mauled Boomer. There's also 3 optional fonts, and if you pick the HD one, you're wrong. The classes have to be the best part about this game. They turn the game from great to batshit crazy. With 16 classes in total, most of them specialize in certain minion bone ways, with a few exceptions that provide a more unique experience. You'll first start out as the Deprived Wretch, and the rest are as follows: Lich Necromancer, Vampire Survivor, Sin Demologist, Sorcerer Hollow, Gangly Grafted, Meldum Afflicted, Cyclop Exile, Dollmaker, Sprout Brotatoes, Psycho Possessed, Voodoo Shaman, Boneworm Brainiac, Imp Contraptineer, Dark Metaman, and Beast Whisperer. There's also the Fortuity Destiny, which is a class randomizer. All these classes actually have a surprising amount of depth, some more than others. I haven't given King Gigald a pounding with each class, but I'd go as far to say as there is no weak class. But that's my opinion, and is subject to change. The Voodoo Shaman actually really caught me off guard. At first glance, it makes itself out to be like a support class with an affinity for Zombros. I thought I wasn't gonna get anywhere with this class because Zombros are fairly weak melee minions. Obviously 1 or 2 zombies isn't gonna make much of a difference, but 25? Oh, it becomes a thriller night. You can also fuse 3 Zombros together to make a big Zombro, which actually led me to the big kahuna, Brodacious Brozilla. This absolute unit of a pumpkin is crazy. It's an all-in-one package of the bro minions, making it one of, if not the, most powerful minion in the game. I was able to ride through New Game Forever and beat Gigald a second time for the first time with this minion, and the rest of my legion of course. The sheer amount of minions I had was actually obscuring my vision. Despite having them at 40% opacity, I had to enable an outline for myself. I just thought that last part was kind of funny. Now, if all the classes out of the way, what's the gameplay like? Well, as I said before, it's addicting. This game is practically a bullet hell, so you gotta stay on your toes. It's very engaging. And watching your minions pop the hell out of some meanies is so satisfying. You'll also have your own personal utilities. Dashing and casting. Dashing is pretty simple. You move quick. The cast system... Hey, no, not you. Get out of here. Shoo. The cast system is the other half of your gameplay. You'll be able to pick up a scroll and choose what spell you'd like. Snowblow Snowman is the funniest to me. You turn into a snowman and you can make him look at yourself like he knows he's in a sitcom. There's also relics. These are your standard roguelike pickups, giving you very awesome bonuses. Or not. And last but not least, there's an upgrade in the crypt that's impertinent to your runs. Architect Mode. Architect Mode allows you to customize your current arena, of which there are several, with contraptions that can really affect your gameplay. You like spikes? Fill it with spikes. Explosive pumpkins? Fuck it, why not? Most contraptions have a limit, but you can actually bypass this with the Contraptineer. So that's your main entree. Roguelite auto fighter goodness. Now let's get to some side dishes. In addition to the main game mode, Mausoleum Awakens, we have a few others. Necrotic Skirmishes is like the normal game mode, but all the enemies are random. It's actually surprisingly hectic. Bone World Challenges are seeded skirmishes where you compete with the community for the highest score. But let me ask you a question, would you ever want to compare sizes with strangers for bragging rights? Of course you do, it's the internet. Creative Plaything is your typical sandbox. It's a very nice addition. This game wouldn't need it to be complete, but it's here, and I really appreciate that. Then we have Castle Conquest, which is the latest and final game mode that launched with the game's full release. You'll battle through multiple stages, working up to the castle where you arrive to give Her Majesty Queen Gigalicious a right, proper, and respectful pounding. This game mode is tough. I don't know if I'll have footage beating her or not. If I don't, here's a picture of a donut or something. Yeah, screw that. I gave the queen a right and proper and respectful pounding with the gangly grafted. I showed her that size really does matter, and no one's gonna laugh at me now. But then the last game mode we have is a fucking card game, if you believe it. I thought this was so out of pocket, it's so unnecessary, and it gives me such joy to see it. Game devs who go above and beyond to make small things like this deserve praise. Now, Boneraiser Minions is by no metrics a flawless game. There are bugs and glitches you might come across, and they could ruin a run. I was playing on the map Royal Causeway, right? And I was just doing my thing. Then I noticed that there's a crowd of enemies taking a leisurely swim in the lake out of bounds. I reported it to the discussions tab on Steam, and Caiys commented back saying he fixed it within an hour. See, Caiys has been updating the game with bug fixes and small changes. I'm sure one day he'll be finished. And I know it's a industry standard for devs to fix their games after they come out, but to me, it shows that he's put a lot of passion in this game, and I appreciate it. Speaking of passion, let me give my closing thoughts on the music and art style of the game. They're both superb. They both have an 8-bit style to them, with the sprite work being top-notch. Like, way to go, Caiys, this shit is goated. Especially when you look at his entire catalog, you can see his progress throughout his games. In 2018, he really nailed his own unique look with Skelly Celeste, and he's been chugging on ever since. The art style is terrifying, epic, and actually kinda cute, all at the same time for me, and I wouldn't be able to tell you why. Now the music is good, but I think some would say it sounds out of place, and hey, I get it, thematically appropriate music is cool, but Boneraiser's music is just awesome. It's got low vibes and high rushes, making for great beats to slay meanies to. And as a bonus, the soundtrack comes with the game for free, just icing on the cake. And that's the entirety of the game. Raise, pound, die, repeat. And it's pretty awesome. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on Caiys in the future. Another solo dev to add to the list of solo devs I appreciate. Up there with David Zemansky, Jason Smith, Smooth Brain Dev, and probably some others I'm not totally sure about. I'm already waiting in anticipation to see his newest title, Dead Zoned. Hopefully it's gonna turn out pretty good. But that's it. Leave a like, dislike, comment, or subscribe at your leisure. I hope you stick around to watch me next time. My name is Free Range, and I'm out. Peace.